Have you ever looked at someone's hair and thought that it looked dirty or nappy? If you had, you just discriminated against someone because of their hair. Hi, I'm Aiden Roncagna, and this is my video on hair discrimination. Before we begin, it is important to know what hair discrimination is. Well, hair discrimination is known as a negative bias based on someone's hair or hairstyle. Most commonly, natural black hair and braids are the most discriminated against. It is an unfair view that stems from systematic racism. This Instagram post, created by Curly Girl Collective, a verified account based on supporting natural hair, shows the history of hair discrimination and the effects it has in today's world. They state that hair discrimination goes all the way back to the transatlantic slave trade. Africans would be forced to shave their hair to help erase their identity and increase control, making them more like objects. As time passed, the idea of shaving black hair was kept, and African students had to shave their hair to show neatness and civilization during the colonial and missionary ages. Now, up to today, we still have restrictions that can be seen in the workplace, where many black hairstyles are made out to be not suited for the workplace and labeled unprofessional. Also in this video, they use words such as unprofessional, unkept, uncivilized, frizzy, and dull to show some negative connotations that circle around black hair. These words are still used today and have become the norm in society to disrespect natural black hair and promote a more Western look. This video even shows examples where people talk down on black hair. There's a clip within the video of a news broadcast where one of the reporters states the hair is overwhelming. She also negatively reports that it had smelled like patchouli oil and weed in a laughing tone. It reinforces the idea that black hair is less accepted within society, where people have to make up things to make it seem worse and laugh at it. Like I said earlier, a popular place for hair discrimination is in the workplace. There have been countless instances where people have been discriminated against because their hair is deemed as unprofessional or dirty. In this video titled, How Hair Discrimination Impacts Black Americans in Their Personal Lives in the Workplace, from PBS News, by Yamiche Alcindor, Bria Lloyd, Rachel Welford, and Candace Norwood, it features many black women who have been discriminated against because of their natural-born hair. People use language like dirty or unprofessional to describe the natural-born hair of black Americans. One of the news reporters in this video, Brittany Noble, was forced to have her hair a certain way because it was deemed as unprofessional. Even in the military, hairstyle limitations are particularly stricter on black hair. From work to graduation to the military, black Americans have been discriminated against because of their natural hair. Another article from D&I Leaders titled, Ending Hair Discrimination is Crucial to Progressing Diversity and Inclusion in the Workplace, by Homa Wilson, a specialist employment lawyer, describes the impact that these restrictions can have on black hair. Wilson states that Afro-textured hair requires more moisture so that it doesn't become brittle or damaged. So as a solution, it is braided and protected with oils. However, the restrictions placed on black hair can cause harm in trying to conform to the rules. They are forced to put harmful chemicals or weaves that increase the risk of breast or uterine cancers on their head. This article, published by the National Library of Medicine, titled The Person Beneath the Hair, Hair Discrimination, Health, and Well-Being by Menka Niembeng and others, have additional information on the harm that these products can cause. Side effects of products and overuse of straighteners can cause some effects like burns, scarring, temporary and permanent hair loss. These chemical products are also tied to allergic reactions, cancer, and fibroids that can affect fertility. Now take a look at some of these charts. This chart from GovDocs, an employment law management service, shows that 66% of black women have their hair changed for a job interview. Another statistic from LinkedIn and Dove, a popular hair brand, shows just how prevalent hair discrimination is. More than 20% of black women from the ages 25 to 34 have been sent home just because of their hair. These charts and statistics further show how the workplace is flawed and how it's normalized to look at black hair as unprofessional. Hair discrimination can start as early as 5 years old, Jasmine Thompson, a well-respected writer, states in an Ebony article titled, From the Classroom to the Boardroom, This is what hair discrimination looks and sounds like. This disrespect to someone's natural hair at a young age can make them insecure of themselves. Also, according to Thompson, researchers found that in a majority white school, all of the black elementary school girls who report experiencing hair bias and discrimination state that they experienced the discrimination by the age of 10. As they grow up, they will be less confident within themselves and sees their hair as nappy or fuzzy. Some more negative terminology can be seen in this Medium article titled, "Why There's a Lot of Racist Language Used to Describe Black Hair," by Dr. Allison Wiltz, a writer with a PhD in psychology. Wiltz shows the history behind words like nappy, fuzzy, or kinky, and how it's literally tied back to sheep. The words us as a society use to describe black hair is literally tied to an animal in a farm. Society is built with this negative bias against black hair, and language against it goes unnoticed. With all that being said, what is happening to combat hair discrimination? Well, there are many pushes to help protect natural hair and remove discriminatory practices against hair. The Crown Act restricts race-based discrimination and has been passed in more than half of the US. There have also been many videos made to bring awareness to this topic. For example, the Open University made an award-winning short film titled "Good Hair: Perceptions of Racism," which showed a student whose school tried to force her into changing her natural black hair. It is important to fight against this discrimination, and I am happy to see that it hasn't gone completely unnoticed. I like how Santa Butler puts it in her Ebony article titled "The Significance of National Crown Day to Black Women in the Culture." She writes, "Often, we don't spend enough time thinking about the significance of how our textured hair grows thick and strong naturally, and at times, defiantly, but it seems others do. They don't like what it represents, our strength, our individuality, our resilience. They want us to subjugate it with chemicals or hide it under wigs or weaves. They are scared of the liberation and freedom of what our naturally textured manes represent. The language isn't just a form of blatant disrespect, but is a way to suppress culture. Hair discrimination is a disgusting way to prevent culture and freedom of expression. It is important not to treat anyone any differently because of how their hair grows or looks on their head." I hope you guys learned something from this. Have a good day.